a regular tug of war, the rope doesn't break. But in this tug of war, if you use your kids as that rope, guess what? You will absolutely break your kids. Hey, parents in Georgia, have you ever wondered how child custody is actually decided? It's not as complicated as you might think. Let's talk about Sarah and Mike, two parents in Georgia going through a tough divorce. They both love their kids dearly, and they're both concerned about who will get custody. Sarah thinks the court might favor her because she spends more time with the kids. Mike, on the other hand, he believes that his higher income will give him an edge. Now, the truth is, neither is entirely correct. In Georgia, the courts focus on the best interests of the child. This means that they look at various factors to decide what arrangements will best serve the child's physical, mental, and emotional needs. The section of the law that deals with child custody is OCGA section 19-9-3. You can Google it and read all about it if you want, and I'm going to discuss some parts of that in today's video. And I've done tons of videos on child custody, so please go to the Hecht Family Law YouTube channel and search for the word custody, or just flip through the videos and find the other custody videos, because they're really important for you to understand these things. Okay. Getting back to the law now, some of the key factors considered by the court in making a custody determination include each parent's ability to provide a stable home environment, the emotional ties between the child and each parent, and each parent's involvement in the child's life. There's actually 17 factors in total. I'll go through some more in this video, and my other videos explain them all. Now back to our family example. Sarah might think that her greater amount of time spent with the kids gives her an edge, but it's more about the quality of that time. Is she helping with homework, taking the kids to their activities, and providing emotional support? The court will consider all of these aspects. Now Mike believes that his higher income might tip the scales in his favor, and while financial stability is indeed a factor, it's not the only one. The court looks at how each parent can meet the child's needs, not just financially, but also emotionally and mentally. Another important factor is the child's own wishes. In Georgia, if the child is 14 years or older, there's an allowance within the law for them to be able to choose which parent they want to live with, and the court will often honor that choice unless it's just not in the child's best interest. For younger children, ages 11, 12, and 13, their preferences might be considered, but they don't have the final say. For instance, let's imagine Sarah and Mike's son Alex is 15 years old, and Alex has a closer bond with his dad because they share a love for baseball and they often play together, and this is very typical between sons and their fathers. So Alex expresses a desire to live with Mike. The court may very well honor this choice unless there are compelling reasons not to, such as concerns about Mike's ability to provide a stable environment for Alex. Now, let's bring in another example. Supposing their younger daughter Lily is 10 years old and has a strong attachment to both parents. In this case, the court will look at who has been the primary caregiver, who can best meet her needs, and how she will be affected by the new living arrangements. They might even consider a joint custody arrangement if it serves Lily's best interest. Georgia courts also consider each parent's mental and physical health in these decisions. So if one parent has a history of mental illness or substance abuse, it could impact the custody decision. In a similar vein, the physical health of the parents is also important. A parent with a serious health condition might be less able to provide the necessary care for the child, and some of that could also depend on the child's age and their needs for physical health. The court also examines the willingness and the ability of each parent to facilitate and encourage a close and continuing relationship between the child and the other parent. So for example, if one parent is likely to hinder the child's relationship with the other parent, that could really negatively affect their custody chances. This is way more common than you realize. Too many parents use the withholding of their children from the other parent as a weapon. That's called alienation, and courts strongly disapprove and have frequently awarded custody to the parent who's more likely to encourage and foster and facilitate a close and loving relationship between the children and their other parent. Educational opportunities are also another consideration. The court will often look at which parent can better support the child's educational needs, and this includes not only the parent's involvement in school activities and homework, but also their ability to provide a conducive learning environment at home. Additionally, the court might consider community ties to the child. For example, if the child has strong connections to their current community, such as school and friends and extracurricular activities, well, the court might favor arrangements that maintain those ties over completely changing or severing those ties. Now, in cases where there are allegations of domestic violence, the court takes these very seriously. Georgia law specifically requires a court to consider any evidence of family violence when making a custody determination, because the safety and the well-being of the child are paramount, and a history of violence, even when it's limited to the parents, has nothing at all to do with the children, that can heavily influence the court's decision. Sibling relationships are also a factor. The courts generally prefer to keep siblings together because separating them can be emotionally challenging. However, if it's in the best interest of the child, the court may decide otherwise. This is called split parenting, when custody of some kids goes to one parent and custody of the other kids goes to another parent. That's not called joint parenting, it's actually legally called split parenting. Understanding all of these many factors can help demystify the custody determination process. It's not about who has more money or who spends more time at home, but it's all about what's best for the kids in every aspect of their lives. So by focusing on the children's well-being and addressing these various factors, parents can better prepare for the custody determination process and work toward an arrangement that truly benefits their children, or they'll be better prepared to explain to a judge why the court should adopt and implement the parenting plan that they are proposing. Now, ultimately, whether it's by determination of the parties or decision of the court, the goal is to create a custody arrangement that best serves the interests of the children and promotes their overall well-being and ensures that they grow up in a supportive, stable, and loving environment. Ultimately, whether it's by determination of the parties or the court, the goal is to create a custody arrangement that serves the best interests of the children and promotes their overall well-being and ensures that they grow up in a stable, supportive, and loving environment with a healthy sense of self and strong bonding with both parents, even if they aren't living in the same home together with both parents. When you know how the Georgia courts approach these decisions, guess what? You'll be better empowered to be able to navigate the process more confidently and effectively. So learn all you can, watch all my other child custody videos, and do everything with your children's best interests at heart. Something else I want to discuss with you before I go. Please recognize that if you're at this point, whether you were married or unmarried to your kid's other parent, the responsibility for getting those kids to adulthood emotionally intact does not end just because your relationship with their other parent is ending or has already ended. You have a moral responsibility not to screw up the lives of your children, even if the other party screwed up your relationship. Do what's best for the kids, and please don't use them as a rope in a nasty game of tug of war with their other parent, and you know what I'm talking about. Now, in a regular tug of war, the rope doesn't break. But in this tug of war, if you use your kids as that rope, guess what? You will absolutely break your kids. Don't do it.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to click subscribe, like, follow, and turn on the alerts so that you'll get notified when we post our newest videos. Please share these videos and leave us comments and ask us questions. We want your feedback. Also, join our Facebook group at Georgia Divorce and Custody, and I'll see you again on the next video.